Newsweek will cease publication of its print product at the end of this year, going totally digital. Jon Friedman, he's MarketWatch's media and entertainment columnist. He's here with us right now to explore what this means for the general media landscape. But first question is, what took so long?
That's a great question. I hope against hope that they can make it work somehow. The signs were there for a couple of years now that they were in big trouble at Newsweek, for 2 years at least, if not longer. And now the end of the Newsweek as we know it is here. Now it's all digital.
Founded in 1933, so this is a long trajectory sort of taking its place in the media, assimilating the week's events, trying to put it into context, explain it to us. Of course, things have very much changed. We are an instant, like this culture. We want our news now.
Real time.
Right, real time. I have a question for you. Will people pay online for a Newsweek type product? Because it sounds like they're still going to charge.
I'd be surprised. I hate to be dire and a doomsayer, but I'd be surprised if people wouldn't pay for it as much, in subscription. In newsstands and all. Why would they pay for it online when there's so many free publications to choose from?
Now, it's interesting, we're seeing right now on the screen, is the middle class of journalism dead? Now, we stole that phrase from you, so let's give you some props for it.
Thank you.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, like in the economy, they say there's either upper class or lower class. Now you have the New Yorker, which has been a venerable long-form journalism publication and will continue to be, and everyone else, it seems. The Atlantic is staying in business, but so many magazines that try to do long-form journalism, long stories, are going either out of business or all digital, and newspapers are the same way. They're going to digital formats because they can't afford any longer to be middle class. They can't afford to be surviving. They've got to either be stars or they're in trouble.
So it sounds like what you're saying is that you think there's going to be a shakeout of brands here. There will be some big name brands, and they're sort of duking it out right now to figure out who's going to be the survivors, both on high end and maybe on sort of the local news end. New Yorker, Atlantic, the New Republic's trying to do this. I mean, it's really going to be a question of, is it best read in an app format on your iPad? Is it best read online? Tablets, mobile. What's your thought on that, Jon?
Well, the future is going toward all kinds of digital formats, tablets, mobile devices, and nothing is changing with media. We've got to conform to these changes or else we're going to all die too. If you can't survive in the new technology, you're gone. Let's
talk about who benefits from Newsweek not actually printing a print product anymore. Is it Time? Who do you think?
Well, the Week magazine is probably the biggest winner of all because it's sort of in the background with Time and Newsweek and the Week, but now it's being moved forward. Time magazine, I think, will continue to be in business only because if they kill Time magazine, they got to change the name of the company from Time Warner and Time Inc. to something else entirely. And all the
number crunchers are working on that right now, Jon.
But they are.
Right.
History is going by the wayside, which I'm not with history, but that could be changed also, of course, too. But I think Time will be okay in its format, bumping along as it's doing now. But the Week magazine, which brings together the best of the previous week in journalism, will continue to do well.
Now let's talk about Tina Brown. Obviously, she has been sort of behind Newsweek in its last stretch here. She was founded
the last editor of Newsweek magazine.
The last editor of Newsweek magazine, the first and last editor of Talk magazine.
Right.
She had a CNBC show that then went off the air. What do you think the next move is for Tina Brown?
Maybe writing books. Maybe writing long articles. Tina Brown, I mean, you can say, if you dislike her, you can say it's her fault. If you like her, you can say she had no choice.
Right.
Tina is a real lightning rod for controversy, like Alex Rodriguez in a way. Love her or hate her, she's a real lightning rod for controversy. And I tend to think she had very little choice but to try and change things drastically, but they didn't work out.
All right, certainly an end of an era in journalism. But
Absolutely.
Jon, thanks so much for being with us. Appreciate it. He writes for MarketWatch. More from him online.